Hello, I'm Sudarshan, a Starshine Star, and I hope all of you are doing very, very well on this beautiful Sunday. It is June 8th, 2025. I begin all of my clips with the three opening prayers, which are in Sanskrit and Telugu, and I do this to bless, uplift, purify, and sanctify you, me, and this clip. They are the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra, and they are short. Om, 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 Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmahi Sri Guruvena Namaha, Om Suklam Bharataram Vishnum, Sashivarnam Chatubhujam, Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye, Om Bhurbhuva Suvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhako Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonaha Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, excellent. Well, I have a YouTube channel called It's the Dazzling of the Light, or you can just go to YouTube and type in at Sudarshana Starshine Star to access my over 200 clips there. I have a variety of topics, and I think it's pretty interesting. I think you might like to check it out if you haven't already. So thank you in advance for doing that. And please remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Why not join my YouTube channel? It's pretty fun. Thank you. I had said yesterday that I would be putting out something that I have to share that I will share today, probably in installments on my YouTube channel and then on my TikTok and my other social media accounts. But after I said that, I postponed it with all this stuff going on in Los Angeles, California. It was, I wouldn't say, it depends on your perspective. And this is a huge earth realm. It wasn't the top story everywhere, but it was a pretty top story in the United States of America. So I was like, let's see what happens with this. I want to read something, two posts that were put out yesterday on President Trump's Truth Social. He's at Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump. And he put out one yesterday at about 5:25 p.m. And he said, if Governor Gavin Newsom of California and Mayor Karen Bass of Los Angeles can't do their jobs, which everyone knows they can't, then the federal government will step in and solve that problem. And solve the problem. And then he capitalized this: riots and looters, that's in all caps, the way it should be solved. So then the federal government will step in and solve the problem, riots and looters, the way it should be solved. And then later he posted on the Truth Social again at Real Donald Trump. Great job by the National Guard in Los Angeles after 2 days of violence, clashes, and unrest. We have an incompetent governor, in parentheses Newsom, and mayor, in parentheses Bass, who were, as usual, then parentheses, just look at how they handled the fires, and now their very slow permitting disaster. Federal permitting is complete, exclamation point, parentheses. Unable to handle the task. These radical left protests by instigators and often paid troublemakers will not be tolerated. And that was all in caps. Will not be tolerated. Also from now on, masks, in all caps, will not be allowed. And that was also all capitalized. To be worn at protests. What do these people have to hide, and why? With 3 question marks after that. Again, thank you to the National Guard for a job well done. All right. So, it was easy to see live streaming of what's been going on in the past. Started on Friday, in Los Angeles. I'm sure many of you listening have already seen that. So you see how the huge mayhem and chaos, and these are not, when they say protesters, these are rioters. This isn't protesters. It's a peaceful protest is very much allowed without any repercussion in the United States of America, a peaceful protest. But it's not a peaceful protest when you bring violence into the mix. It's not a peaceful protest when you break the law by impeding police forces or federal forces as like ICE, Homeland Security, Border Patrol was there. Was ATF there? Maybe. The different federal agencies that came out because California is called a sanctuary state, and Los Angeles is called a sanctuary city, meaning that the police forces will not aid ICE or federal agencies in terms of cleaning up the illegal aliens who need to be picked up and go through deportation proceedings back to their own country, because this has been very clear. It's not a joke. I guess it's not fair to the people that they've been keep hanging around, even though Tom Homan, with his nickname the Border Czar, has been saying very clearly, along with President Trump's administration and President Trump, this is what he campaigned on. This is why most of Americans, the top issue that they cared about, voted for President Trump in the last presidential election. This is very high majority. It's like 80-something% of Americans feel that they not only want the outrageously criminal illegal aliens, the ones that are RAPING, children and people running around in cartels, doing lots of really terrible violence and crimes, when the majority of Americans not only care about, those illegal aliens getting picked up and going through deportation proceedings, but they also care about all the illegal immigrants. And I would say probably I don't do polls, obviously, but I'm just saying most likely, people also know that when babies and small children have been brought over illegally into this country, and they are called generally that, and then they grow up here, they are called that term dreamers. I think most people, even though they feel that all illegals right now need to be deported, I'm making up words now, deported, maybe I was thinking of like levitated. Yeah, just like levitate them out of here. That would be easier. But I think most people would agree that dreamers, unless they're criminal, I'm talking about non-criminal dreamers, they deserve to be fast-tracked for citizenship. They had no choice in being brought over here as babies and young children, and they've grown up here, and they should be fast-tracked to citizenship, as well as I believe that the really old people that have been here for a long time who don't have anyone to go back to in their home countries, like maybe their relatives have all passed away and they don't have anything to return to. I believe that some provisions and assistance should be made for them for their remaining years to be allowed to stay in the United States and receive some assistance. I mean, that's only humane. Anyway, lots to come. 20,000 National Guard have been deployed, and maybe, as Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense, said, if the violence continues, if these rioters, they're not protesters, they're rioters, keep on with their violence, and keep trying to stop these legal proceedings and jumping on cars and blocking and trapping Sheriff's Department and ICE and different federal agents inside buildings, not allowing them to leave for many hours, is what happened yesterday, among many other things, and setting cars on fire and just going wild, then the Marines from Camp Pendleton will be called in. And that's what's going to happen, most likely. Thank you for listening. God bless you and yours. I'm sending much love and big hugs to you and yours. Bye-bye for now.